I make it my business to speak to people and get their perspective and how their thoughts are landing in 2024. So I always make it my business to strike up conversations with a good percentage of people, maybe 70%. And today I talked to a young man, 10 years old. His name was Nasir. I was going to a facility to get my workout session in. Well, for my, stomach and running a few miles. I did a good job. Hold on. I did a beautiful job. I always try to congratulate myself if I feel the need, because we living in a day and time where people, it's not a good time for that. But when it comes to me, I congratulate people. I pat people on the back. I pass that energy, as more people should do, especially to black men, because the whole world is against us. But back to regularly scheduled programming. I talked to this young man, and this is the Foundation for Elevation Station, where I dig into topics that will pave the foundation, the bridge to get to a foundationary practice that will become culture for not only my people, for the world. This young man, we got into the topic of physical fitness class, and he had told me that not only he was in the 5th grade right now, that he did not sweat or lose his breath, period, in physical fitness. Ever, in no class up until now, the 5th grade, said he did not, no one in there sweats or do they lose their breath, like achieve a level of physical exertion that it causes them to breathe hard. I couldn't believe it. And I started asking him different questions about, did he know what muscles were? Specific poignant questions that I feel as though a 10-year-old child should know. But he didn't. He didn't have a clue. And it hurt me that the things that are still being taught today are so outdated. It's embarrassing. And I believe as though the Cleveland school system is failing our children. And it's our fault, adults of the community, local government of the community. They are failing our children where they don't have basic foundations to anything. Not even to mention about how to, a lot of things, do their taxes, save money, how to do banking, which they should be getting taught. But on top of that, the basic foundationary things of life are not being taught. And it's time someone does something about it. This is the Foundation for Elevation Station, right? And I am of the stance of brand new curriculums around the board. Some curriculum, very few, I think about 3 are acceptable. Because we all know we might as well kick social studies out of there. And we can, science is cool, writing, English, all that comprehension and stuff is coupled in there. Mathematics. So a lot of these other subjects, physics is okay. I think it should be major work, like designated. It shouldn't be common class curriculums for children to have physics class. I think that should be, held over for advanced children. I don't see the need in basic, average, normal children to youth to study physics or social studies, or social studies out of there altogether. I plan to not fail the youth of our communities anymore, because we allowing our children to be raised with not even the foundation that we had. Think about it. We allowing these social media sites and their friend groups to raise our children. We allowing the teachers in the classroom to do a lazy effort on a daily basis to pour into our children. We need children. We need our parents to stand on these teachers, to pour into the spirit of our children with a concentrated effort of love and tutelage. Which brings me back to the parents and guardians. Them PTA meetings. These parent-teacher conferences in Cleveland, Ohio is embarrassing. I cannot believe the turnout and the parent and guardian interaction with the education of their children. And even the ones that have children that can exceed in the present curriculum, you're allowing your children to not build on to the great being that they are already exhibiting. We all know that what they're teaching in the school systems is not enough preparation for our youth. And we allowing it on certain levels. If our children is not learning, it's okay, just go to school. Or if our children are achieving, we're not leaning on our children and the teachers to have them achieve on the next higher level with a broader base of education and study. Let's support studiousness of life. It is not a point where we live our life and, I know enough, let me lean back, even though that's what a lot of us do. I know enough, ain't no need to, I'm cool. No, our children must be molded in a way to set a new standard to human beings. I know it might sound kind of far out, but I'm tired of the school system, parents, guardians, allowing their children to fall behind and not achieve on levels that they can be. We can do a lot better with our youth. Life is not playtime when they have so much potential that's there. Community, I ask you, please, let's stop failing our youth. We can say, I hear a lot of people saying that we should listen to the youth and hear what they gotta say. What do they understand that real, knowledgeable philosophers, not of just futuristic thinking, individuals in education and from around our community that understand 100, 200 years down the road? What could our youth understand that this elder individual or like myself understand? What, like, we just counting on them to add in a fun component so they can, interact well? And I'm not saying shove something down their throat, but I'm saying let's figure out how to make what they really need, what we know 100, 200 years down the road, fun. Let's try to make that what we know they need and gonna need fun. It's no other way. We can't hand our children, continue to hand them pacifiers. What are we doing? We handing a whole nother generation of our youth pacifiers. Here you go. Just, you want some candy? Oh yeah, let's have some fun, y'all. Woohoo! Let's go on a trip. And it's like, they're not. That's why I love people that are building into the children, like the discipline, the structure of life that they need. And I know it's not a common thing in my community and anything like my community. It's all about enjoying the life. Let's have some fun. But our children are missing the necessary component of manhood. And what's manhood? Principles, structure to life, morals, the ability to deal with their anger and aggression. Yeah, we got a lot of young men and young boys that have trouble dealing with their anger, their emotions, their mouth. And they need real men around that can teach them and guide them and be that example of how to choose the right words and how to perform in the face of danger. How to treat women, not from 1950, but how to treat 2024 ladies in this interaction, because our young men have no clue. Our society has no clue. They using that 1950 talk. Oh, a woman is this and she's that. And we trying to teach and setting our young men up to be ran over and misused with that old rhetoric. And they have no clue how to interact with today's modern ladies, because they was raised by a single mom. In my community, 70% of the households are led or only have a single mom there of African American black descendants. So they're not getting the necessary guidance to deal with their emotions, to how to properly think out the 2024 mindset and character that's needed. They're being unconsciously set up to be not dealt with a degree of respect that manhood, structure, principles will bring them. They're being raised to be accommodationalist, to be, a do boy. We can't continue to raise our young men as we have. We're seeing the product that we're getting around. We talk about it everywhere. And this is one of the major components. We have men that's ready to step into these positions, but we continue to support having fun. We don't consider to get behind these men of the community that's willing to give their time. Not just any men that have a degree of manhood and is guiding the children in the proper angle to realize different characteristics that are missing in our youth today. Let's stop failing our youth. More on that later. And I'd like to bid this one, I love you for attending. I bid this a farewell till soon. Foundation for Elevation Station.